The Canadian Futures Trader here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the video.
Gotta get more followers.
If you have not already, be sure to subscribe, turn on those alerts, be notified every time I put up a brand new video. Today's video, I'm going to be going over Earn2Trade and specifically talking about the consistency rule. Now, not all trader evaluation programs have a consistency rule. If you do, a few don't. Honestly, at the end of the day, I personally don't feel like they're a big deal. A lot of people get hung up on them though, so I kind of want to go through what it is, how it works, and my theory or my explanation on why it would be in place and how it's not really such a big deal at the end of the day. So let's take a look. So looking at Earn2Trade and what are the Gauntlet mini rules, there's not many rules. Trade a minimum of 15 days. Do not reach the daily loss limit. Follow the progression ladder. I have a video all about the progression ladder if you'd like to visit that at some point. Do not reach or dip below trailing drawdown. Only trade during approved times. And the last rule is maintain consistency. Now, I will say the maintain consistency rule is the only rule that you won't bust on. Like if you break this in quotes rule, you don't bust, but you're going to have to keep trading until you get your account back into a position where you meet the criteria. So let's take a look at this maintain consistency. Fairly straightforward. I'm not going to read through every single thing on here. I'll link it down below. But main consistency rule states that the course year examination, no single day can account for more than 30% of your total P&L. Fairly straightforward. So doing the math, for example, I'm in the 150K evaluation. The goal is $9,000. Let's assume that I plan on making just over $9,000. Most people don't try to go above and beyond what is required of them. Well, 30% of $9,000 is $2,700. So basically, no one day should be above $2,700. And that's the straightforward rule. Now, they go on, they have their own example here. They have two, one passes and one doesn't. So this one did not. So for example, this person on day number 4, you see they made more than the amount, more than 30% of the total that they make in the end. So what this person would have to do is keep trading so that that one day represented 30% or less of the total. This person traded more, you know, within a range. They had one big day, so maybe this was their $2,700 day. They stopped trading there, and then they went on and they passed in 15 days. Now, I know a lot of people, their immediate argument is, well, it sucks because if I'm having a really good day, I want to keep going. You know, so that's, again, using the same example, if I was at $2,700 and there's just another great trade set up, you know, I should be able to keep going if I'm on a roll. I hear that argument. I think the rules are in place, though, basically have to strike a balance between being in favor of the traders who are taking this seriously and mitigating the traders who go in with the game plan of just going for a Hail Mary, one big trade, and try to pass it in one go. So think of the person who signs up, you know, they pay the fee. I mean, the market can only go two ways, right? Up or down. So they go full contracts, you know, they go long, it happens to be a great day, and they meet the goal in one day. Well, that person really hasn't demonstrated their ability to trade whatsoever. Now, that's kind of an extreme example. We're assuming there's enough movement in the market that they could reach the goal all in one trade. But it is something that people do. They do. They just go in and they pass on day one, even if it consists of 5 trades, you know, for example. Well, again, that doesn't really demonstrate to the company, you know, Earn2Trade or whatever trading program, that you are actually good at trading. You might have just got lucky on a few, or maybe it's just one of those days where there's just tons of activity. Almost anybody can make money, where the market's just going up and up and up, and you basically jump in at any point and ride it up. So the reason for the rules is to kind of prevent that and kind of force people to demonstrate over 15 days that they actually have the ability to make good decisions and make good trades. Now, of course, circle back to the person who doesn't think it's fair. I guess my question to you would be, what is the right way to handle a situation like that then? If the company wants to find some way to kind of impose, you know, a rule on people that they make enough trades that it demonstrates their ability to trade in a profitable way. So let's circle back to the trader who does want to do it, you know, the right way. They're not looking for, you know, an easy road to trading, but at the same time, you know, they get caught, you know, they reach their, you know, their maximum amount they could make in one day. they feel a little slighted that they couldn't get more out of the day. Well, unfortunately, that's just the situation as it is. And quite honestly, I mean, you have to take a step back. You have to trade 15 days in total. If you're able to make 30% of your goal in one day, you only have 70% left to go over 14 more days, assuming you do this on day one. You're not in a bad situation. At the end of the day, it shouldn't be a stopping point. So you need to assess if it's something that you're fine with or you're not fine with. I think the rules are fairly straightforward. So it always strikes me as a little bit odd when people complain about the rule because you have other options if it doesn't work well for your style of trading. So the way I've always approached any evaluation that had a consistency rule, basically I figured out what that number is. So like I explained at the start, 9,000 evaluation, $2,700, the number I don't really want to surpass in any one day. That's where I go with it. I don't try to get to 2,700 any given day. I just trade how I normally trade. If it happened to be a really good day and was approaching that 2,700, I'm very aware of that. You don't want to pass it. Again, you don't break a rule, but let's say I made $3,000, just a little bit above. Well, now I've stretched out the goal to be 10,000. I now need to make $10,000 in order for that 3,000 to represent 30%, if that makes sense. So you're only tacking on more work on the tail end versus just calling it quits, saying, hey, great, I had a great day, it's $2,700, let's move forward and move on to the next day. So that's basically all I wanted to talk about, guys. Just explain it. I know not everybody's a fan of it. That's okay. I understand your arguments, but I see the company side of it as well. If they really want to seriously evaluate a trader's ability, they need to see some performance and not just somebody who comes in, does it all in one day, and then basically does nothing for 14 days. That person hasn't really created a lot of confidence that they're an amazing trader. They might have just got lucky on a few big trades on one day. So I will leave you with that, guys. If you have any questions more specifically about how it works and whatnot, feel free to email me. I'm happy to try and answer your questions. The whole reason I started this channel and my website was just to put out good information about the trader evaluation programs, good and bad, the pros and the cons, and help other people with the same types of questions that I had when I very first started out trading and going through the various evaluation programs. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.